we have the official reveal of all the information that was leaked through Koro a few days ago, including the first stage evolutions of the starter Pokemon of Kalos, more new Pokemon, more Mega Evolutions, and details on trainer customization and the fabulous Team Flare. Let's go! Let's begin with the evolutions of the starters, which we've already heard so much about, but with the English names we can actually get to know a little bit more about these guys. Starting off with Chespin, we have his evolution, Quilladin. Known as the Spiny Armor Pokemon, Quilladin is pure Grass type, but he is seen here using the move Mudshot on Pangoro. Its name and species is what actually got me thinking about his final evolution. Quilladin is a mix of Quill and Paladin, which we know is a sort of knight with bulky armor, so I think the final evolution of Chespin will be an awesome spiky armored knight. Anyway, we're moving on to Fennekin's evolution, Braixen. Not a huge fan of the name, but the design is definitely awesome, and we find out what the branch sticking out of its tail is used for. It's a wand, as we see him here using Psyshock with it. This further proves the theory that Fennekin's final stage will be based on a witch or a sort of mage, and be a fire and psychic type. Finally, we have Froakie and his evolution, Frogadier, the Bubble Frog Pokemon, as we see him here using the move Bounce. It's also said that Frogadier launches small stones wrapped in bubbles, similar to shuriken or throwing knives, much like a ninja. Its ninja-like moves and looks have led some people to think that Froakie's final stage will be a water and fighting type. Now this is a theory I've actually seen floating around a little and I think is awesome, in that Chespin's final form will turn into a knight, Fennekin into a mage, and Froakie into a rogue-like character, and I think it actually fits really well and it would be awesome. But next up in the trailer, we've got the new fossil Pokemon for X and Y. First, we have Tyrunt, the Royal Air Pokemon. This is a rock and dragon type, and has a new ability called Strong Jaw, which will boost biting moves like Crunch. What's really interesting to me is his name, Tyrunt, obviously a play on Tyrant, and his species being the Royal Air Pokemon. Sounds kinda mysterious, and leads me to believe that in his evolution he'll become some kind of badass King T-Rex Pokemon. The other fossil of the Kalos region is Amaura, the Tundra Pokemon. He is a rock and ice type, and also has a new ability called Refrigerate. This ability will turn normal type moves that it uses into ice type moves. Both of these Pokemon will be obtainable, just like in other generations, by restoring them from fossils at a place called the Fossil Lab, which something tells me will be located in the desert area of the Kalos region. Tyrunt will be obtained from the Jaw Fossil, and Amaura from the Sail Fossil. These guys are both just so cute, man! Now we have a couple more new Pokemon that all seem to have a special gimmick to them, starting with Furfrou. He is known simply as the Poodle Pokemon, and has a new ability called Fur Coat, which halves the damage done to him by physical moves. Being the Poodle Pokemon, of course Furfrou can be groomed to give a different appearance to his fur. Here we see 3 examples of different styles you can give to its hair. However, it's said that the more you groom him, the more styles become available, so I wouldn't be surprised to see more hairstyles for Furfrou than the ones we see in the trailer and screenshots. Also, if you don't groom Furfrou's hair for a few days, it'll actually grow back to its normal shaggy state. It's still not known if grooming Furfrou actually does anything outside of making it look fabulous, but it's definitely possible that each different color or style may give him a different move or something related. It just seems to me like each one is like a really specific color, and it just looks like maybe from each different grooming, he'll actually be able to gain like a different attack, sort of like Rotom did back in the original time when they introduced his appliance forms. Next up, we have another new Pokemon called Meowstic, who brings an interesting new feature to X and Y. Different forms depending on the Pokemon's gender. This is male and female Meowstic. Not only do they have drastic differences in appearance, but they actually have completely different moves they can learn. Female Meowstic will learn moves more focused on attacking, like Extra Sensory, while male Meowstic will learn more supportive moves, like Miracle Eye. Both male and female are Psychic type, and can have the abilities Keen Eye or Infiltrator. And finally, we have the evolution of Little Leo revealed, Pyroar. Like Meowstic, Pyroar also has different forms depending on its gender. Both of these are still fire and normal type, and can have the abilities Rivalry or Unnerve. Now this is a really cool new feature because it doesn't necessarily add a lot more entries to the Pokédex, but it adds completely different forms depending on what gender the Pokémon is, which actually really opens up the possibility of different designs without necessarily adding an entirely new Pokémon. And it's something that I would definitely like to see more of. At least with these two guys, it looks really cool and could maybe even be added to old Pokémon. And that wraps it up for new Pokémon revealed, but we do have some new Mega Evolutions, starting off with Mega Garchomp. When he Mega Evolves, Garchomp turns a lot bulkier and gets a boost to both his attack and special attack stat, but loses some of his speed. I find that kind of weird considering that his species is actually the Mach Pokémon, something that I guess is based on speed, but they decided to actually make his Mega form be super bulky and more focused on attacking. Anyway, other than his hands literally turning into giant scythes and having spikes everywhere, Mega Garchomp will also gain the ability Sand Force. I'm not super excited about his design. I think it would have been cool to actually see a Garchomp get way faster since he is the Mach Pokémon and have like a super slick looking, awesome flying Garchomp, but this one's still kinda cool. They definitely made him look a lot more menacing, and I mean, he's got freaking scythe forearms. At first we thought it was a new Mewtwo form, then we found out it was a Mega Evolution, and now we learn it's actually one of two Mega Evolutions Mewtwo can have. We have the reveal of Mega Mewtwo X. Of course this means that the one we saw before is Mega Mewtwo Y, and there'll be version exclusives to, the letter that they correspond to. Anyway, Mega Mewtwo X is the new guy on the block, and he actually turns Mewtwo into a Psychic and Fighting type. Move over, Gallade, because we've got an awesome new Psychic and Fighting type, as he gains a boost to his attack stat, obviously, and has the ability Steadfast. We also see him here displaying his Karate moves as he uses Giga Impact. These are, of course, the first Mega Evolutions that we see are version exclusives, and just the first time a Pokemon has two Mega Evolutions. So not only is this a first generation where we see Mega Evolutions introduced, but we see a Pokemon that actually has two of them. Anyway, that wraps it up for new Pokemon and evolutions, but the trailer still has a couple of more awesome features regarding character customization, which we can see here. Trainer customization seems to be way more extensive than I think anyone really expected it to be. Throughout the trailer and these screenshots, we see super drastic changes in the character models. We already know that at the beginning of your adventure, stand in front of your mirror and you can choose your hair color and skin color, maybe even a little bit of your hairstyle. But throughout the game, you'll be able to use salons and boutiques to change outfits and hairstyle. It's said that there will be boutiques in many of the different cities you visit in Pokemon X and Y, with each of them having its own individual style. Now this just sounds awesome. We all knew X and Y would introduce custom characters, but I honestly didn't expect it to be this detailed. I mean, just look at how different each of these actually are. And the fact that there's different boutiques in, well, maybe not each city, but in a lot of different cities, which each of them having like their own little styles, just seems awesome. It'll keep your character different throughout the adventure because I guarantee you'll get to a new city, but you'll see like at least one little thing that you think, wow, this would look awesome, and you'll just making your character look different throughout the adventure. And from what we can see so far, you'll be able to at least customize your clothes, your shoes, your hat, accessories, and even their colors. The only thing I find kind of weird about all this is none of these screenshots or parts of the trailer actually show your in-game character wearing the different clothes. We see this weird, really tall model here, but never really the little chibi model that's shown in-game. Of course, in previous trailers, we've at least seen different hair and skin colors, and maybe even sometimes a character without its hat on, so I'm gonna assume that if they actually went all the way to provide this much character customization, they wouldn't make it so you can only wear it in this, like, big model here. Anyway, apparently related to character customization is this new character named Diantha, a movie star of Kalos who may sometimes even trade Pokemon with you. Though I'm not really certain if I would take too much fashion advice from her. Someone I would definitely take some fashion pointers from, though, is Team Flare. We've previously seen the Team Flare grunts looking super stylish, and now we have the reveal of the Team Flare scientist. These four sexy ladies, and the round guy here, are the driving force behind Team Flare. In other words, this guy here will most likely be the Cyrus or Archie and Maxie or Getsis of his generation. Apparently, Team Flare are not only looking for their own selfish gain as we've heard before, but they actually look to change the world. These guys definitely don't look like the most menacing evil team in a Pokemon game, but the fact that they actually want to change the world makes me super interested to find out what their goals are and how they play into the story of Pokemon X and Y. Plus, this guy just screams evil scientist to me, and it's something that I guess we haven't really seen. Chorus kind of did it a little bit, but an evil scientist as the main villain of a Pokemon game just sounds like an awesome idea, so I'm just really excited for Team Flare. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Tons of new information, a lot of new stuff. Of course, the starter evolutions are looking really cool to me. Team Flare has actually reignited the flame. You see what I did there? Just awesome stuff revealed, and this actually might be the last update we receive for Pokemon X and Y, with the game being only a month away. Actually, yesterday was literally a month away from release. I really don't think there's going to be that much more major information revealed for these games. Of course, I'm super excited for this. Everything that has been revealed so far has just gotten me so hyped up for the game, and I'm sure a lot of you guys out there feel the same way. So let me know what you're most excited for in X